Welcome to the Hotelligence Podcast, your strategic vantage point on the changing landscape of hotel safety. Hosted by Jim Courts, a retired FBI DHS investigator, and Don Carr, a former frontline security owner-operator with years of first-hand incident response experience on hotel properties. Every episode brings you closer to understanding the full picture and what the future may hold. Let's begin.
Welcome back to another episode of the Hotelligence Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 12. When reasonable depends on the market.
Last episode, we said keeping can become exposure.
And under that, and under almost everything this season, has been one phrase.
It depends on the property.
We've said it a dozen times. So today we stop saying it in passing, and we actually sit with it.
Because operators love that phrase, and some of them love it for the wrong reason. So relative is real. So let's start with the part that's true. Reasonable really is relative.
Right. A full-service urban property and a limited-service highway property are not held to the same response.
Yeah, they have different staffing, different hours, a different guest profile, really different risk on the same night.
So the same act, holding a piece of information, declining to escalate, can be sound at one and a gap at the other.
This isn't softness in the law, it's the law being precise. It asks what a reasonable property in your position would do.
In your position is the operative phrase. That qualifier is doing real work. So who sets the line? Because here's where operators often misread it. They hear relative and they hear self-defined.
Yeah, as if the property gets to decide what reasonable means for itself.
It doesn't. The standard is relative to your peers, not to your preferences.
What sets the line is what comparable operators in the same segment, in the same market, actually do.
Right. Industry practice, brand standards. What a property like yours is understood to handle.
Yeah, you don't get to draw the line below all of them and call it in your context.
Because context places you among your peers. It doesn't excuse you from them.
So let's talk about relativity as permission. And this is the failure mode. Relativity used as permission.
We're a small property. We can't be expected to do that. We're not that kind of hotel.
Sometimes that's a legitimate statement of position. Sometimes it's a property talking itself out of a duty it actually held.
The two sound identical from the inside. The difference is whether peers in the same position carry that duty too.
If they do, your size doesn't excuse it. It just explains why you didn't want to.
Reasonable depends on the market. It does not depend on the appetite of the operator.
Yeah, the market is the measuring stick. It was never meant to be the escape hatch. So what does a property actually do with a standard it can't fully set?
It builds to where its peers are, and it documents that it knows where that is.
A property that understands its segment and operates to it is defensible, even when something goes wrong.
And a property that operates below its segment and pleads context is not. The context was always available to the other side too.
The standard moves within the market. The discipline of operating to your actual position does not.
Which is the whole season in one line. You don't get to choose the standard. You get to choose whether your structure meets it.
That's Season 2, Episode 12 of the Hotelligence Podcast.
Next time, we'll talk about why the flag sets the floor. If the market sets the standard, the brand often sets the minimum, and a property rarely gets to operate beneath it. And remember, we're in this together.
And together, we make hospitality stronger.
We publish a short, written insider briefing alongside each episode. The link is in the show notes.
Thank you for joining the Hotelligence Podcast, where experience informs smarter, safer hotel operations and prepares you for what comes next. Stay informed, stay confident, and stay connected. As the conversation evolves, Jim Cords and Don Carr will highlight developments that help hotels strengthen their approach to safety and risk management. See you next episode.